What is executive search? It is the art of finding the right people at the right place, to the right place at the right time. And this is what people want to do for their companies, for their organizations. And they can do this by themselves or with our help. When they do this by themselves or with us, then they, first of all, they have an organization chart and they want to bring a new person in. So they have to ask their organization manager if they have the budget, if they have goals, if they have a position free. And then they start to go and find this new person. But how do they do that? There are basically 9 different steps to find a new person. It starts not really with a job description, but let's say it starts at the moment with a job description. So what is the job all about? And the job description, and then a search, then we contact people, then we go and pre-select the people, we go and interview people, we report on those people. Then we introduce them to the customer if we do it, or you introduce it internally to your line manager. Negotiate the compensation package and what they want to have, and then go and onboard these people after you negotiated correctly and to the benefit of all. So this is now one by one. What is a job description all about? A job description is not, I tell you once more, a job description is not an ad. An advertisement is not a job description. There are a couple of components already in, but it's not a job description. A job description is much more, first of all, a strategic point. And therefore, you should not look at people yet. You first look, what shall this position do? What vision shall they accomplish? What will we accomplish with this position? And what are the plans, the goals, the mission, the vision of this position? Then you go in describing the job, what they do every day. What do they bring along? What knowledge, what attitude, what behavior? And timing is crucial. When do we need this person to fulfill our budget, our needs? And what are we willing to give when this person gives something to us? So what is the compensation? What are the benefits? That has to be known before you even go to a search, because this already appreciates or depreciates people. Then you ask the line manager. So you have a CEO, they have a vision of this position. Then you have HR, human resources, who have another vision of this position. And then you have the line manager who this person should report to. And they may have another position as well, another idea what this position should do. And therefore, you need to find the 3-5 points which are in common with all of them. And then we can start to find the right person. And the person should, of course, also fit to the whole environment, to the culture of the company, to the vision, to the mission, to the sustainable goals which they have. So we will look at what are their adheres, how do they behave, how they speak, how do they clothe, do they have ties, do they go home after work, or do they go for a beer? So all these things we will figure out, and then you can find the right person which fits to this team, and they will interact with each other correctly. Does the person fit to the manager, to the team, to the whole organization? Now we can go to search. Now we have enough information, and first of all, it is always wise to look internal to see, can we promote somebody to this position or step aside to another position to groom somebody around to bring them in the long run up? Or do they have, our employees, have they somebody in their surrounding which would fit in our company? And such referrals, such internal referrals are always very good, because they stand up to the company. They don't want to disappoint a friend, and therefore they can be very good hires. Then we look in databases. So you can look in LinkedIn, you can look in our database. We have 800,000 people in our database. People applied in our company, and different data banks, so to speak. You can put an ad out there on different channels, on the conservative channels, if you like, or you put it on LinkedIn. You can make a TikTok, you can make an Instagram. You can do so many different things. And for us as an agency, it's easy because it's a finger click. And for you, if you have to find 25 different platforms to put an ad, then that might be a challenge to contact them, negotiate with them until you have the ad out. A year is gone, or a couple of days at least. So we have this all established already. We do this every day, and we know how to reach out to these people. We may even look to competitors to say, no, not from this competitor, or yes, from this competitor, if they would have a person. And then we go and play in this, James Bond 007 to figure out the organizations without even letting them know. So looking at competitors, this is very much like a football team which looks out and says, can we hire Messi? Can we afford Messi? Can we hire Messi? Or can we get a super football player who will be good on the team for next year? So this is pretty much like that, to look into competitors. Then we come to the contacting phase, how to contact these people in the right manner that we don't shy them away. And this is important to know how to do that. We do this on a daily basis. So we do this on telephone, on internet, texting, calling, depends on the position, what you do. Maybe you have to go in a club to figure out who is who and getting in touch with these people, giving the right employer branding, be on eye level with these people. Otherwise, if you're a nobody to them, they don't look down on you. If you are too high, they look up on you and say, what does he want? So you need to have the right people contacting the right people. And then we come to the pre-selection phase. What is pre-selection? We look at these people are interested now. This is my profile, which we talked about, the manager we want to fill. What is overlapping? And this is mostly a pre-call. This is a short call. This is first sorting out of 200, 500. The largest was 1,500 CVs came in to a position, so you have to answer them all. At least this is what I want. It's my standard. We answer everybody, even if it's a negative answer. And so we sort them out. We evaluate the resume, which were sent to us, and we prepare a pre-interview. The pre-interview is an online interview or a telephone call where I ask the 3 to 5 most important questions to evaluate. Should we go further? Should we go in a deep dive to change your life or not? And this is about the qualifications, the interests of the person, that maybe the salary level they expect. If this doesn't fit, it doesn't make any sense, and so on. So there are a couple of 3 to 5 questions. It takes 10, 15, 20 minutes, such an interview. And then we have a pre-selected long list. And with this long list, we start to prepare an tense and structured interview. And that's where I come in, where I go in and I have interviews for 1, 2 hours or more sometimes, and sometimes more than one interviews, and sometimes more than one person in the interview. So in the interview, it's structured, it's a competency based. So which competencies does this person have to have, and do they bring to the table, and on what level? So if the competency would be sales, let's make it different. If the competency would be flying, because I look for a bird, then I know, okay, you are a bird. Can you fly? If they say yes in the pre-interview, I do here now ask, how good can you fly? Like a chicken or like an eagle? Or something in between. So here I have to figure out exactly how good they do fly, swim, dive, sell, present, whatever they need for this position. And then I also look to the behavior. Do they fit to this, with their attire, with their natural attire to this team, to this manager, to these subordinates, to the peers, and to this atmosphere in where I would bring them into. So these are all things which we check, and then we report that. That can be a longer report, a shorter report, according to the customer's need, or if you do this internally, you may give a report verbally or in written. I do it more normally in written, and I give a verbal feedback as well. If we can have video interviews, why not? Depends really on the position, what one can do. And then we want to know, okay, what do you think about yourself? And they say, I am like that. And then I ask, okay, can I have some references? What would your boss think about you? What would your former employee think about you, your peers, a customer, or a supplier? What would they speak about you? And then I do some interviews with them. That takes 20, 30 minutes normally for each. And preparation, of course, and then we get some reports according to that. After all having done this, I figure out some one, two, three, five people which really fit to this position, in my opinion, from what I know and how I felt the whole environment. And then I report this and then I introduce these people. If the company says, yes, that looks like an interesting person, then we invite them and then we have them at the company. We negotiate maybe together, maybe I help, maybe not. And then we sign up the person and help them to start to bring them also to the onboarding. I can do this from the outside, or you have a good onboarding phase. It's always a good coaching session also to help in the onboarding phase for 1, 2, 3 months. This is what you can do all by yourself. You can go and say, I do all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points by myself. In reality, 9. And or you say, no, I need parts of it done by Andreas. And then I come in, or the whole thing. Then I come in and I'm an executive search consultant. What I do is I do C-level, so CEO, CFO, CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Chief Finance Officer, Chief IT Officer with some help of my team. So I do this I don't do it in 13 different sector groups. I do it in 3 sector groups myself alone, and I can do it with my team. And in the other sector groups, we can do it with my team. I do C-level, I do mid-level management, and I do specialists in certain areas. And you can see also the earnings of such people. My sectors, as I mentioned already, industry, retail, and consultancy. I was in all 3 sectors active myself. I was in retail, I was in the industry for over 10 years, and I was in consultancy business all my life, so to speak. That can be a law company, that can be a consultancy, business consultancy company. It can be a tax advisor. They all have such bureaus where they have also some hierarchies and where I can help them on the upper level management positions. We can also divide this, as we have 800 employees in ISG and we are in 49 countries. We can divide in the industry and the levels. We can also say in what specific fields are they? Are they IT? Are they sales, marketing? You name it, production, logistics, and so on. And we find a consultant who is specialized on such positions, and they help me then to fulfill these positions on the competencies and ask the right questions. We give a guarantee, so if you work with me, you can do it alone, but if you work with me and if I do the whole process, if I select the people, pre-select the people and give you a report, then I give you up to 6 months guarantee for a person. So if I made it wrong, you made it wrong because I have seen the people, you have seen the people, but we both were wrong. And we all were wrong, maybe more people have seen, then I replace the person for once if we all have something not seen correctly. Who I'm looking for? Who do I talk to mostly? I talk mostly to business owners. I talk to CEOs. I talk to non-executive boards. If this is a large company, a shareholder, a stock option company. And then I speak with the non-executive board member who are responsible for placing the executives. Or I speak with HR managers. I speak with regional managers because they look to different countries. They need a country manager there. They need a whole board in the other country or in sections. So normally I speak with HR people, owners, CEOs, or with regional managers or board members. These are the best. So now one more point why I do not like to call myself a headhunter. Because a headhunter looks like that. And I do not shoot people. I do not jail people. I do find the best in people and bring them to their dream job. So this is not really what a headhunter does. I look for the best heads for this company, but I don't jail them. I don't shoot them. I don't do anything bad to them. I do good things to them. And that's why I don't like to call myself a headhunter. In the modern days, they would look like this. So I look for you, look forward to you, that we see each other, and who knows, talk to me whatever you need. If you need parts or the whole thing, I would be glad to meet you and see you soon. Bye bye.